Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 809, we're going to talk about Dennick, Pious Apprentice. Now, for a white and blue, we get a 2/3 life-linking human soldier. Cards in graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities. It has a disturb cost where you can play it from, I believe that's play it from the graveyard flipped. But to be honest with you, nothing in this deck has anything to do with Dennick or his abilities, just his colors. Because in the same set here, not in Midnight Hunt, but in the Midnight Hunt Commander deck, there was a card that really grabbed my attention. And that card was Avason's Memorial. Now, yes, this cost probably way too much. It's the same cost as Avason, 8 mana, and it is indestructible, and other legendary permanents you control have indestructible. Well, my very first thing was, when I saw this card, I thought, wow, wouldn't it be great if everything was legendary? So the Leyline of Singularity doesn't normally get played in Commander. However, it is a huge token deterrent, which I have played this deck a couple of times before filming it, so the Leyline coming down has actually been beneficial to me against token decks. I know my friend Clay has his double deck that's this would wreck. Anyway, that was where I started. I was like, well, I have one legendary creature because it is my commander, and I'm not always going to draw the Leyline of Singularity, right? Or the Avason, so we're going to do Legends Matters. So, let's look at our mana ramp, because we have some things that are, a little costly for mana in here. Wow, this is a bunch. We have Azorius Cluestone, Signet, Keyrune, Spectral Searchlight, Sky Diamond, Cold Steel Heart. There is a huge snow theme that runs through the deck, and to be honest with you, it does work. Marble Diamond, Star Compass, Commander Sphere, Darksteel Ingot, Soul Ring, and Replicating Ring. I know I like to run Replicating Ring in proliferate decks. This is not it, but it is a snow artifact, and we need as much snow as possible. Heck, let's just go through the legendary stuff, shall we? We have the Nyx Lotus, which it wasn't amazing. When I drew it and played it in this deck was, I think, the first time I've ever actually used it. It's not amazing. It wasn't terrible either. But we have a legendary enchantment in Teferi's Ageless Insight. Double your draws. It sounds good to me. Hero's Podium. Of course, the coat of arms for your legends. Nice. If we just have to make something legendary that is not, we do have a few creatures that are not legendary, and maybe we want to make our Sarah Avatar legendary and way bigger. But our other legendary enchantment is Merit Lage of Slumber. This is what led me down the snow-covered path. 10 or more snow permanents is not that hard to do, especially with Rime Feather Owl. Now, Rime Feather Owl did the most work more than any other card in this deck. The ability to just... I started making all my lands, even, my Reliquary Towers and Tranquil Coves. I started making everything snow. So, the owl here was hitting for 14, 15 damage just all the time. Yeah. Let's see here. We have Search for Glory, which is beautiful. It tutors for kind of what we want, a snow permanent or a legendary. I'm not running any sagas, but snow and legendary is kind of what the deck is focused on. So, do have a few planeswalkers. Not that it matters. I mean, these are all legendary, but they, I guess with the Avason's Memorial, they would be indestructible, it doesn't matter a whole lot, because once they lose loyalty, they abandon you anyway. But if something says destroy target planeswalker, that's what it's protected for. So anyway, we have Dovin Bond, Nico Aris, Teferi Time Raveler, and EDH Gideon. I love this Gideon. I think it was probably designed for multiplayer, because you get to pick out the... I actually got this... Use the ultimate. Yeah, and my fiance was developing a board state that was it was late in the game, and yeah, Gideon fixed all that and just 4-4'd his way to the win. Now, let's look at our legendary creatures. Before we do, here's a legendary sorcery. Karn's Temporal Sundering's not a bad card. But we have Wrath Compassion, of course, for the casting of the legendary spells at flash instant speed is pretty good. Arcanus the Omnipotent. Tapping to Ancestral Recall is not bad. Not bad at all. Hydar Rhinewind Master. This particular card saved my owl several times, because once you get the owl that big, people start targeting it, and I was able to bounce the owl back to my hand. It's kind of neat. Sigurd Godfavored is, it's a 2/2 O-ring, with flash, so it's not bad. So far, the protection from God creatures has yet to matter. I feel like it's going to be changelings when it does matter. Lavinia, Geist of St. Traft. Geist of St. Traft having indestructible is really good, because that's the problem with Geist here, is he's a 2/2. Yeah, he's hexproof, but, there's a lot of things that will block and kill. Odric. So let's share. And then Ith. Ith is a little high costed at 7 mana, but, that much ramp that we've got, it's not that bad. And it does have Suspend if you happen to draw it early. I did not. I drew it late and had the mana for it, so I paid full price. So our card draw, we have Plea for Power. Now, I have this in the card draw section, because, let's face it, no one's going to give you that extra turn. They're probably going to give you the cards. Balance of Power. Seems like this particular Balance of Power has been played. There's someone that's always going to have way more cards than you, so it's not a bad card. Graven Lore. Scry X is the amount of snow spent to cast the spell and draw 3 cards, so there's a good possibility we are scrying 5 and then drawing 3, which is one heck of a draw spell, especially at instant speed. And then the good old-fashioned time reversal. It's Time Twister at 5 mana, so. Our other creatures that are not legendary, most of them are snow-themed. We have the Ice Hide Golem. This has actually worked for me. I've had it in the early turns, so to kind of dissuade those free onesie-twosie hits at the beginning of the game. Ascended Spirit I have not drawn yet, but I like this type of card. The Figure of Destiny was awesome, and this being just snow, right up my alley. Y'all know I love snow. The Icebreaker Kraken. Yeah. So this could potentially cost 2 in the late game, which in the late game you probably got the 12, but anyway. And then we have Spectral Guardian. I love Spectral Guardian. I have no clue. This is an old Mirage card on the reserve list, and it is only worth just a couple of bucks. I don't get it. Yes, it's non-creature artifacts have Shroud. So, it has performed for me. It's performed for me for 25 years. I love the card. Guardian Beast is expensive, but Spectral Guardian isn't. I realize there's a little difference in the print run of you know, Antiquities and Mirage, but still, this is one heck of a card. Glad I have a couple of copies, because this feels like one of those that could just spike at any moment and get just unattainable. Anyway, let's look at some removal, and there is a bunch, because the idea is, of course, to make all of our things legendary, indestructible, and then just start blowing up the world, right? So, with that in mind, we'll go through our board wipes. Doomscar. We have Planar Collapse, Supreme Verdict, Time Wipe, Hour of Revelation. Now, destroy all non-land permanents, that's a good one. It, you know, it probably hits some of your mana rocks, but if everything's legendary, it doesn't. Planar Cleansing, Day of Judgment. Then our spot removal in Crib Swap, Disenchant, Pongify, Condemn, and Swords to Plowshare. Funny tidbit, if you are ever looking for Sword to Plowshare in any kind of Magic database, whether it's TCG Player or Gather or Scryfall, all you have to do is write the word swords. To this date, this is the only card that exists that is plural swords. You don't have to type out the rest. Just funny, I list a lot of decks on Archidex, so that's one of those things I've been able to shortcut. Now our counter magic. We are blue and white, using the Dovin's Veto. Mistcast, Counterspell, Negate, Arcane Denial, and Mystic Confluence. Now, I cast Mystic Confluence for the first time the other day. Oh, I got that upside down. That's Merit. And I'll be honest with you, I was impressed. It did exactly what I wanted to do. I think it was a mana leak and draw 2 cards. That was the one time I cast it, and I was like, you know what, that's, you know, it's not bad. Because it could have also have been counter, let's say pay 9. That's almost a hard counter, but anyway, let's look at our non-basic lands. We'll try to go through the snow ones first. We have that Glacial Floodplain, Faceless Haven, Shimmerdrift Vale. I don't have the one from Cold Snap, so I am running the Evolving Wilds, the Terramorphic Expanse, the aforementioned Reliquary Tower. And tell me something, that Sajiri Refuge looks like it should be snow-covered, doesn't it? But we have Tranquil Cove, Floodplain, Azorius Guildgate, Encroaching Waste, Irrigated Farmland, Azorius Chancery, Command Tower. And that is Dennick. That's our last card. So let's go ahead and box Dennick back up. I was really excited about this one. Had a lot of fun building. Had a lot of fun playing it. So we are going to go ahead and go put it on the wall. That is right. I am wearing my Batman hoodie pajamas. I love these things. It is officially fall down here in Tennessee now. We've entered into what I like to call pumpkin spice weather. So I woke up this morning. It's Batman Day. So anyway, I do appreciate y'all watching, liking, subscribing, and if there's any new viewers out there, this is what I do. I'm building every single commander deck, and thank y'all so much. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I mean, you're watching 14 minutes in. You might be interested. But anyway, that is what I have got for today. I do appreciate it. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.